The Swamp of the Dead. Long before Shrek ever called the swamp home, the land was cursed. A kingdom of outcasts and dark magicians once stood there, banished by the rulers of far, far away. They practiced forbidden rites and raised monstrous creatures from the dead. When their final ritual went awry, the entire civilization was swallowed by the earth and buried beneath the murk. The mist was their tombstone, a magical seal to keep the darkness confined. For centuries it held, until an ogre unknowingly disturbed it. One misty morning, Shrek awoke to an eerie stillness in his swamp. The usual sounds of buzzing insects and croaking frogs were gone. A green haze curled over the water, creeping between the gnarled trees. As he rose from his bed, Shrek felt something wrong in his bones. His muscles ached, his mind was foggy, and a foul taste clung to the back of his throat. He wandered outside, stepping into the cool mist. The world felt empty. His hut creaked as if groaning under some invisible weight. Shadows between the trees. Something moved beneath the water, quick and unseen. Shrek growled, unease prickling at his skin. He lumbered toward the edge of the swamp, half expecting to find prankster elves or mischievous pixies. Instead, he found silence. Deep, unnatural silence. Donkey arrived with his usual cheer, carrying a basket of waffles. But when he called out, the Shrek that emerged from the fog was a shell of his former self, eyes sunken, skin gray-green, and patchy, a low, guttural growl replacing his voice. Donkey froze in terror as Shrek lunged. He ran, but the ogre was faster than he should have been. With terrifying speed, Shrek caught him, tackled him to the ground, and everything went black. Donkey awoke with a pain burning through his side, and a hunger he couldn't understand. His mind was clouded, but a voice called to him from the mist. It was Shrek's voice, twisted and distant, telling him to return. Donkey obeyed. He stumbled back into the fog, his body transforming. His fur, falling in clumps, eyes clouding, as he joined his best friend in undeath. They began to spread the infection. Creatures of the swamp fell first. Rabbits, snakes, fish, even a family of gnomes. One by one, their bodies changed, corrupted by the curse. The once peaceful marshland became a nest of hissing, groaning shadows. Birds dropped from the sky. Trees wept sap like blood. The mist thickened into a choking shroud that reached further every night. And far, far away, Fiona felt unease ripple through her as green clouds rolled across the horizon. She sent the ogre triplets away with the fairy godmother's apprentice and rode toward the swamp. The silence of the forest unsettled her. Then she saw Donkey, standing still in the path, staring with lifeless eyes. She called his name. He turned, hissed, and lunged. Fiona barely escaped after wounding him with a silver dagger. But she was scratched. The infection festered. Back in her castle, Fiona grew feverish and pale. She dreamed of Shrek enthroned atop a hill of bones, the swamp overrun with the undead, her children screaming. Her strength waned, and the infection took hold. When she returned to the swamp, she embraced her fate. Shrek welcomed her with open arms. The infection spread quickly. Puss in Boots went to investigate and was overwhelmed by undead creatures. He fought valiantly but was defeated. Soon, the three blind mice, the big bad wolf, and even the gingerbread man returned. Even Dragon succumbed, her great wings now tattered, and her breath carrying spores instead of flame. Far, far away turned to chaos. Villages fell silent. Crops withered. Strange lights appeared in the woods. Survivors whispered of green-eyed monsters and shambling ogres. Hope faded as the mist rolled over the hills. Those who remained formed a resistance. The gingerbread man, half-burnt and missing a leg, fled to warn the survivors. Pinocchio, the muffin man, the 3 little pigs, and a brave few barricaded themselves in the castle. Merlin, sensing the dark magic, returned and revealed the ancient curse. A magical ward had been disturbed by Shrek when he dug a new outhouse, releasing the plague beneath. A desperate plan formed. Armed with enchanted blades, burning gingerbread oil, and a spell forged by Merlin himself, the group set out for the swamp. They faced horrors unimaginable: screaming trees, bleeding vines, skeletal fairies that cackled and danced on the wind. The sky turned green. The ground oozed rot. One by one, the resistance fell. The Muffin Man was devoured by infected sugar mice. A pig was pulled under by cursed vines. Only a few remained as they reached the heart of the swamp. There, the temple stood, Shrek's house no longer, but a citadel of bone and decay. Its walls pulsed like a living thing. Inside, Shrek sat on a throne made from twisted wood, bones, and rotting trophies. His eyes glowed with power. Fiona stood at his side, her face serene, her eyes hollow. The gingerbread man hurled the potion. Pinocchio shouted the incantation, his wooden body trembling. Merlin channeled the last of his strength into a single bolt of light. The swamp screamed. Light burst through the rotting earth. Shrek roared, reaching for Fiona as his body crumbled into ash. She smiled, her final moment of clarity shining through the infection, before vanishing into mist. The survivors fled. The temple collapsed. The mist receded. But it never vanished. Far, far away was left in ruins. The survivors rebuilt, but the swamp remained forbidden. Merlin vanished, and whispers of the undead still echoed in the fog. Years later, a young girl named Lily wandered too close to the swamp. She chased a frog into the mist. It turned to her with glowing green eyes. It grinned. The swamp sleeps, but it always wakes. The end, or is it?